Hello to all my friends out there in YouTube land. It's your good buddy Philtastic Phil. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another edition of Who Needs to Retire Anyway? Where I spend a portion of my lunch hour unboxing something. Usually a slab, like today's from Shortboxed. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is not a high-key item. It's not something I would say is well sought after. In fact, it's one of those things that, first of all, is jammed. They put a box within a box. I think the move is we just have to open the box in the box. Okay, it's as I was saying, it's not like a huge sought after key. It's one of those books that a couple years ago everybody went ridiculous for no reason. Well, for some reason, I guess, and then didn't. So it was sought after, I guess you could say, until it wasn't. Let's see here. I don't know why. Does it make sense to... Is it just... I don't understand why you would put a shipping order in one thing. I'm sure there's a good reason that I just don't know. And I'm just sounding cranky, but oh well. It's a Tuesday, it's a nice day. Too nice to be doing this, but here we are. But here we are as I talk. So, a couple years ago, DC had a big event called DC Metal. I remember reading DC Metal. I remember physically reading it, but not understanding what the hell was going on. And I was informed that I was not alone in that. I know that one minute, Joker is inside this giant metal, was it an anvil or foundation or something like that? And there were supposed to be 3 of them. I never read that series, actually. I've been meaning to read that online, but I've heard it's disappointing. And then the next minute, there's a giant... Hawkman is a giant bird in the middle of the earth, and there's something about a giant bat god. I didn't get it. If I remember right, it resulted in, I think, the eventual and in reintroduction again of the DC's multiverse. And look, it's been a couple years. As I said, I didn't get it the first time around. I was never a huge DC reader. I did dip my toe in, so if I'm wrong, just correct me here. And yes, I could look it up online, but I just don't want to. Hashtag don't want to. How about that one for your entry into the giveaway? Anyway, didn't enjoy DC Metal, but there was one character who came out of DC Metal that I did enjoy, and that was Yarflora, the original, the Brazilian Wonder Woman. And as I'm holding this, I'm thinking, why do I not have this one? And I remember I have this book, but in a different cover. And like I said, there was a variant of this at one point that was going nuts, but it's not that variant, and it's not a nutty book, at least to my knowledge at this point. You can get this pretty cheap, you know? You might be saying, why are you showing this off then? And it's like, because I bought it and I like it. I think that's the way that it should be. So anyway, Dark Knight's Death Metal, number 7, the introduction of Yarflora. That's her, the Brazilian Wonder Woman. As you catch the glare from the parking lot here, I do remember reading her series afterwards. I know Joelle Jones did a pretty good job on the penciling. At the time where I was working, there was another office in the Chicago area. Can't remember the exact name of the town. It'll come to me at some point, but it doesn't matter. And I mention that because I remember the first issue of Yarflora's series. She's in she's in the Chicago airport, and I took a screenshot of that panel and sent it to my co-workers in Chicago, and they actually did get a little kick out of that. I've never been to Chicago, but if I ever do, I am told I should visit Portillo's and get a cake shake. But we're not talking about cake shakes today, even though they do sound delicious, because I'm clearly somebody, if you look at me, who needs a cake shake in my life. But anyway, look, it's a 9.8 CGC. I like it. Pleased with it. I got it cheap because, well, why would you not? Anyway, that's all I have for you. I know it's a short one. You might be saying, it's not a grail, not something super, but I like it, and that's what matters, at least in my book. So I'm gonna get out of here, taking up my lunch hour. I'm gonna go have some cookies, just so you know. Thanks again for watching. Peace, love, and comics. Take care.